The story begins shortly after the events of the Avengers' massive battle in New York, where alien technology was left scattered across the city. While the government and Stark Industries take control of cleaning up the advanced alien equipment, a salvage worker named Adrian Toombs and his crew lose their entire business when they are suddenly shut down and replaced by a government department. Angry and desperate to survive, Toombs secretly keeps some of the alien technology and begins creating powerful weapons from it. Over the next few years, he builds a secret criminal operation selling these advanced weapons on the black market, slowly becoming the dangerous criminal known as the Vulture. Meanwhile, we move to Queens, New York, where we meet a 15-year-old high school student named Peter Parker, who is still excited after fighting alongside the Avengers in Germany during the events of Civil War. Peter records everything like a vlog, showing how amazed he was to be recruited by Tony Stark and travel to fight real superheroes. But after returning home, his life goes back to normal school, homework, and living with his Aunt May, and he starts feeling bored and frustrated because he wants to be a full-time Avenger instead of just a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Peter constantly waits for a call from Tony Stark, hoping for his next big mission, but the call never comes, leaving Peter stuck between being an ordinary teenager and a superhero who wants to prove himself. Peter continues his daily life in Queens, but balancing school and secretly being Spider-Man is not easy. Every day after school, instead of attending parties, sports, or hanging out like normal teenagers, Peter spends his time stopping small crimes around the neighborhood, helping people, stopping bike thieves, and trying to act like a real superhero. However, these small crimes make him feel like he is not doing anything important, and he believes he deserves bigger missions. The only person who knows his secret is his best friend Ned, who accidentally discovers that Peter is Spider-Man and becomes extremely excited, constantly asking questions about the suit, the Avengers, and Spider-Man's powers. Peter's Spider-Man suit, which was given to him by Tony Stark, is far more advanced than he thought. The suit has hundreds of web combinations, a tracking system, voice commands, instant kill mode, and many other high-tech features. Peter spends a lot of time experimenting with the suit and slowly becomes overconfident because he believes the suit makes him a powerful hero. Meanwhile, in another part of the city, Adrian Toombs, now fully operating as the Vulture, and his team continue stealing alien technology and selling dangerous weapons to criminals. During one night patrol, Peter accidentally discovers a group of criminals using these powerful alien weapons, and after a short fight, he realizes that something much bigger and more dangerous is happening in the city. This becomes the moment when Peter believes he has finally found the big mission he was waiting for, not knowing that this decision is about to put his life in serious danger. After discovering the criminals using advanced alien weapons, Peter becomes determined to investigate where these weapons are coming from. He starts tracking the criminals and secretly follows them across the city, trying to gather information and prove that a bigger criminal operation is behind everything. However, since no one takes him seriously, especially Tony Stark and Happy Hogan, Peter decides to handle the situation on his own. During one of his investigations, Spider-Man encounters the Vulture for the first time, and he quickly realizes that this is not a normal criminal. The Vulture is extremely dangerous, using a powerful mechanical flying suit built from alien technology, and during their first encounter, Spider-Man is easily overpowered and nearly killed before Iron Man suddenly arrives and saves him at the last moment. After this incident, Tony Stark warns Peter that he is not ready to fight such dangerous enemies and tells him to stay away from this case and focus on being a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. But Peter refuses to listen because he believes this is his chance to prove himself worthy of becoming an Avenger. Determined to stop the Vulture, Peter tracks one of the weapon dealers and manages to capture him, but during the process, he accidentally gets trapped inside a damage control storage facility. With no help and no way out, Peter is stuck there for hours, and this becomes an important moment for him as he realizes that being a hero is not as easy or glamorous as he thought. Eventually, he manages to escape using his intelligence and determination, and this experience makes him even more determined to stop the Vulture, no matter what it takes. Determined to stop the Vulture at any cost, Peter continues his investigation and finally tracks the weapons deal to a ferry in the middle of the city. Believing this is his chance to prove himself, he jumps into action without waiting for backup. At first, everything seems under control, but things quickly spiral out of control when the deal turns chaotic and one of the alien weapons accidentally tears the entire ferry in half. In a desperate attempt to fix his mistake, Spider-Man tries to hold the ferry together using his webs, struggling with all his strength as the situation gets worse by the second. Just when it seems impossible to save everyone, Tony Stark arrives in the Iron Man suit and saves the passengers, effortlessly fixing the damage that Peter couldn't handle. After the incident, Tony Stark confronts Peter and makes it clear that he disobeyed direct orders and put innocent lives in danger. Peter tries to explain that he was only trying to help, but Tony doesn't listen. He tells Peter that he is not ready to be an Avenger and takes back the advanced Spider-Man suit, leaving Peter completely shocked and broken. This becomes the biggest turning point for him, as he is forced to face the reality that he relied too much on the suit instead of his own abilities. Now, without the high-tech suit, no support, and no recognition, Peter is left alone with only his basic homemade suit. But deep inside, this moment begins to change him, as he slowly starts to understand that being a true hero is not about technology or power. It's about responsibility. After losing the advanced suit, Peter tries to return to his normal life and focus on school like a regular teenager. He decides to attend the homecoming dance with his crush Liz, hoping that for once he can forget about being Spider-Man and just be Peter Parker. Everything seems normal again, and for a short time, Peter starts believing that maybe Tony Stark was right and he should stay away from big dangers. On the night of the dance, Peter goes to Liz's house to pick her up, but when the door opens, Peter is completely shocked. Standing in front of him is Liz's father, Adrian Toomes, the same man who is secretly the Vulture. In that moment, Peter realizes that the most dangerous criminal he has been trying to stop is actually the father of the girl he likes, and now he is stuck in one of the most difficult situations of his life. During the car ride to the dance, Adrian Toomes slowly starts suspecting that Peter might be Spider-Man. The tension inside the car becomes extremely intense as Toomes carefully observes Peter, asking him questions and trying to confirm his suspicion. Eventually, Toomes figures out Peter's secret and reveals that he knows Peter is Spider-Man. However, instead of attacking him immediately, Toomes gives Peter a warning. He tells Peter to stay out of his business and forget everything he has seen. Otherwise, he and the people he cares about will be in serious danger. Peter is now forced to make a choice between protecting himself and his loved ones or stopping the Vulture and doing the right thing. After thinking about everything Uncle Ben taught him about responsibility, Peter decides that he cannot ignore the situation, even if it puts him in danger. So instead of going to the dance, Peter leaves and prepares himself for the final confrontation with the Vulture.